Nicole Pierce, and we're back for an episode of Career Conversations with Nicole. I'm so excited. I have two firms on the call today, which is not normal, but I'm excited about it.
Hey guys, I'm Jenna Strickland from HLB Gross Collins. Just a quick blurb about us. We are a mid-sized firm located in Atlanta, Georgia, about a little less than 100 people in the Cumberland Vinings area. And we've been around for over 50 years, been at Kennesaw for almost that long. And we love recruiting Kennesaw students and having them come to the firm.
Awesome.
And I'm Jamie Burak, and I'm the Human Resources and Recruiting Manager for William Benator and Libby. We're also a mid-sized firm. We are located in the perimeter area of Atlanta. We have around 50 staff. Our clients are primarily mid-sized companies that are growth companies, both domestic and international companies. We too have been recruiting at KSU for quite a while, and we also love recruiting KSU students and having them join our firm. So we're excited to be here today.
Yeah, it's so funny now that y'all both mentioned that. Students, these two companies truly are the longest standing companies that we've had with us. So yes, if you want to pause this video, go check them out online and then come back and join us. But today's topic is going to be the Spring Meet the Firms event. And so I'm super pumped about it. And we're just going to dive right in. So Jamie, do you mind telling us a little bit about what a normal Meet the Firm / career fair would be like?
Sure. So with the Meet the Firms, it's an opportunity for students, and this is really students that are new kind of in their accounting education all the way through to those who may be at the point where they are, looking for, internships or full-time opportunities. But it's a way for students to talk with representatives from each of the firms that are present at the Meet the Firm / career fair event, and to learn a little bit about what the firm does, to learn about the culture, to learn about the people who work there, what the firms are looking for as far as opportunities. And I think too, in particular, for this spring Meet the Firms, a lot of firms are looking to talk to students about their upcoming summer leadership programs and generating some interest and really explaining what that entails and getting students involved in those opportunities.
Jenna, so the next question I have is, why do students want to attend this? I mean, we think about recruitment as like a cycle, right? And in the fall, that is the big recruitment time. So why spring? Why should students come to the Spring Meet the Firms?
Yeah, so the Spring Meet the Firms I almost think it's more important than the fall now. The recruiting timeline has changed so much over the last 2 and 3 years. And the way the recruiting cycle is really working now is the spring is a time when the firms are really looking to fill their summer leadership positions, and those summer leadership positions end up being internship positions. So it's such an important time to hit the ground running, start to get out there, meet firms, get info about SLPs, figure out what works in your schedule. And those SLPs are really what leads you to internship opportunities and then later full-time opportunities. So it's so important to get out there this time of year, and many firms are now giving internship offers starting in March, April, and May. So this is kind of the time to meet the firms and get those internships early instead of waiting until the fall like we have traditionally done. So such a big time, especially even for freshmen and sophomores. If you're not quite looking for an SLP or an internship yet, it's still a good time to just get out and start to meet people without the pressure of looking for something. And
I love it. No, that's so great. So students, I wanted to also comment that if you are not sure what an SLP or summer leadership program is, please watch our other video of Career Conversations with Nicole, where we talk all about SLPs. And so the question I had, Jenna, as you were talking was, when they go to this fair and you guys are looking for interns, are you going to be looking for interns for 2022 spring, or what time frame are you looking for typically then?
Yeah, for 2022, it sounds crazy to go ahead and say that now, but we start to look for interns pretty much a year before the interns would start. So we're looking for January 2022 interns.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly talk about how the Spring Meet the Firms is going to work this year because it is virtual. So what's going to happen is that the students will be broken into small groups. So again, students that are young and early on in this process, you don't have to be intimidated. You're going to be amongst your peers, getting to meet these employers. So you'll be in these small groups, and you're going to cycle every 10 to 15 minutes to a new employer, where the employer, you will get to hear from them, ask questions, talk to them, and the employers will run their meeting room, their virtual meeting room, however they want, but you'll get an opportunity to cycle through 10 companies. So I hope that kind of gives you a little bit of idea. We will give more details on exactly how the event will run, so you can check that out. But the next question is going to be, what can students expect in those meeting rooms, in the Zoom rooms, when they start to go into cycle through you guys?
I think for the most part, firms are going to give a little bit of information about themselves so that people will get a good idea of what the firm does, what the opportunities are, the culture of the firm. I know for us, we like for it to be a very relaxed, interactive type of time, so that people can get to know the true culture and really be able to interact.
So, Jenna, you want to take our next question, which is, what will employers be looking for during the Spring Meet the Firms?
So during the Spring Meet the Firms is really when employers are looking to fill their summer leadership spots, get their pipeline together for internships for 2022. And of course, we're also always looking for full-time candidates, but I think we're really looking to meet students who are interested in learning more about the firm and possibly coming to our SLPs or our internships for that next year.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. Well, so how can students prepare for this? Like, I've got great students that will probably do some prep on the front side. And so what would that look like?
Yeah, so preparing for this is actually, I think, going to be more fun in the virtual world because you kind of have a map of where you're going to go. So unlike the real career fair where you might just kind of be at the front door and the possibilities are endless, you'll kind of know who you're going to talk to. And you'll know you can set a lot of the tone ahead of time. So do some brief research on the companies. Don't go overboard, but just brief research. Prepare your resume. Make sure that's looking professional. Since it's virtual, you need to think about what you're going to look like on your screen. You at least need to be professional from the top up, and find somewhere in your house or at school or wherever that's going to be a quiet, comfortable place for you to be with little interruptions. And don't worry too much about it looking like a interior designed office or anything like that, but just make sure it looks professional and there's not clutter everywhere or distracting things in the background. But do some research, prep your resume, pick out your outfit, and then find somewhere nice and quiet to sit.
So, oh my goodness, students, she just said some good things. Let's pick them out. So, number one, you still have to get dressed like you are going to a fair. Please do not embarrass me or KSU or SOA by showing up with your I had a teacher tell me that the student didn't even have a shirt on in class. Come on now. So, this is not class. I want you to, yes, get dressed. Also, to Jamie's point earlier when we were talking, when you register for the Meet the Firms, you're going to have an opportunity to upload that resume. And that's going to be so important because all of the employers are going to get access to every single student that RSVPs, and you want your resume to be included in there. So I want to encourage you to wait and register for the event once your resume is ready. But that doesn't mean wait until the last minute either. Jamie, I'm going to put you on the spot for the next question. So how do you suggest that students attempt to interact with the employers in the Zoom room, because they're not one-on-one? It is going to be in a small group setting, and we've got some people that are quiet and then people like me that will try to fill all the space and time.
Right. I think that, as Jenna was saying, as far as being prepared and doing the research, maybe, come up with a couple of questions that you would like to ask, because I think that, most, if not all, employers are going to, open the floor and provide an opportunity for students to, ask questions. So I think that would be something that would be very important, to have something prepared. And to have several, because obviously if there are a number of students, in the room, someone may ask the question that you were going to ask, or maybe you could piggyback off of that or something if all of your questions get asked. But I think that would be important to, to interact. I think also too, something that I always like to see, even if you don't get a chance to interact as much as you would like to in the room. I mean, make sure that you get contact information so that you can follow up afterwards to express your interest and maybe spark some additional conversation from there.
Students, I'm going to do some of the legwork for you. So I am going to provide all the students with point person contact information for follow-up. And so you don't even have to spend your 10-minute time asking them for that contact information. You already have it. But that leads us into one of the other questions I had, which was follow-up. So Jenna, do you want to talk about like the importance of that follow-up and what it should look like and any tips and tricks?
The follow-up is so important in my opinion because it really, we're meeting a lot of people during these events, and that follow-up kind of solidifies, oh, this was this person, I remember them. This was something, they must actually be interested in this firm because they've taken the time to follow up. Thank us for our time. Thank the people for your time. Try to include something that you guys talked about that can be memorable, even if it's something not related to accounting. I think that's always helpful to just kind of remind them who you were and what you were all about. I think it's also important in the event or in the follow-up to clarify exactly what you're looking for. One of the worst things you can do, I think, as a student is to just hop onto one of these things and just say, I'm here, you want to learn about the firm, but have a reason for why you're coming. Know what you're looking for. It can come off sometimes like we don't know what to do when you sometimes come in and say, I'll do anything.
Yeah, so that's a really great point also. I want to clarify that students, you really should spend some time on the front side, either talking to your advisor or looking at your own degree works to figure out where and what you're looking for. I really strongly encourage students that want to do public accounting to do a spring internship, and you can get up to 12 credit hours for that. So you could be getting paid and the experience and getting college credit all at the same time. So there is not a bad thing that comes out of that, but you do need to look and figure it out before you walk in, because you don't want to be stuck standing in front of an employer being like, I don't know, I haven't checked out my academic schedule yet. So definitely do that. The other thing I wanted to say about the follow-up too is, students, I do understand that some of you might not be able to attend the entire Meet the Firms event, right? And so if you have a class and you're coming in late, it's totally fine. What you're going to do is come into our main meeting room, and then we will get you placed into the right spot, even if you come in late. And so that follow-up may be with a firm that you didn't get to speak with, right? So you missed a couple of your rounds, but you're going to have a complete list. So if you have done your research and you really wanted to see one of the firms and you didn't get a chance to speak with them, do that follow-up email through the list that I'm going to provide you and just tell them, hey, I am so sorry. I had class. I wasn't able to meet you at the Meet the Firms, but this is what I'm interested in. And here's my resume and all the wonderful things. Wouldn't you guys still say that would be okay?
Absolutely.
And
okay,
honestly, Nicole, the cool thing about this virtual world is that I have had students do that, reach out and say for whatever reason they missed the career fair and they couldn't come. And the cool thing about how we're operating now is I can be like, hey, well, do you want to have a Zoom chat tomorrow? Yep. And it's easy for us both to hop on and have a 10-minute like we would have at the career fair any day of the week, any time of the week. So there's really a lot more opportunities to connect with students if you're just reaching out and wanting to connect.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
I love it. So that's so great. So students, I hope you heard that, even if you can't make the whole thing, don't call this a wash, right? There's still tons of opportunity. Well, you guys, thanks for doing this with me today. I appreciate it. And until we can see each other, I'm going to say goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Later. Bye.